Now, I didn't think we'd be rebuilding Newcastle so soon, but it turns out that I don't think they spent the money that I thought they were going to this summer. I mean, they had the big takeover throughout the last game, so we kind of knew it was going to happen. And I never actually rebuilt them when the game first came out, because I don't feel like it was necessary. They were doing that themselves. But this summer, I'm kind of like, where's the signings? Where's the £200 million that they promised would be spent?
When you think of the finish that they had the last year, I mean, they had a really good finish. I mean, they made a record in the Premier League, really. That they're the first team in the Premier League history to not get relegated after not winning one of their first 14 games.
Yeah, and that is exceptional, isn't it?
It goes to show what a good finish they had of last season.
Yeah, and how good Eddie Howe is.
Yeah, I mean, they bought him in, and he changed that team. He bought very wisely.
Yeah,
bought a couple of players in, which you think you could see why. Sewn the defence up a little bit. He's brought a good goalkeeper in now.
Yeah,
so
Nick Pope. Yeah,
so he's improved that bit as well. And I think they're never going to buy big names.
World class, no.
Until they get to the top four.
Yeah,
we said it.
They're going to buy the sub-elite before they go for the elite, because they need to take the club to that level first. Because they don't want mercenaries, don't they?
No.
They could spend loads of money, but they need to bring in. They could go for Neymar, but they know Neymar's not coming because he wants to play for Newcastle.
No,
Neymar's coming because he wants the money.
The money, that's right, yeah. Newcastle could pay the money now, but he's not going to come
They're
there.
being smart.
I mean, you're going to look at Cristiano Ronaldo with United, isn't it? He wants to go somewhere now because he wants to play in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So he's going to be very picky where he goes. So he won't go to Newcastle. Newcastle could afford his wages. They would probably love to have him there.
Yeah, yeah.
But he won't go there.
No.
And I think that's what it's going to be like with the top players. So they've got two levels to get to. They've got to get into that sort of area.
Yeah.
Of the top 4 or 5
like a
or
West
6.
Ham.
Yeah. And then they've got to stay there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's when the
and
different
become
players.
the Man City.
Yes.
That everybody is kind of anticipated that Newcastle United will be. The club infrastructure's there. The fan base is there. We all know that it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll probably talk about it at some point. So this rebuild then, I want to bring more of a fun side to it, because, I mean, we've just come off the back of Braga where I had nothing to spend. So if you haven't watched that one, if you like seeing people struggle and almost going down to tears, this is going to be the opposite. So we're going to see how much we can spend with Newcastle and what we can do with it. So if we can bring any glory to them. So of course we've brought in
Sven. Something in. They haven't won a trophy since 1969.
It's been a long time.
We've got to win something.
You were 3 years old when they last won a trophy. How bad is that? So they have brought in a couple of players: Sven Botman, Nick Pope, and I think the left back as well. Target. I think they brought him in. But let's take a look then at some of the signings that I brought in this first season. So I brought in about 3 or 4. Noni Madueke was the first guy that I brought in. He is an English right midfielder who can also play across the front three and on the left. He is trained in this country at Spurs. You might not have never seen him. He moved to PSV before that ever happened. Because he's still only 19. So considering he's been at PSV for about 3 or 4 years, you probably never seen him.
I had a call from Clive Allen, said he was very good though.
Oh, I bet you did. On speed dial.
Yeah.
£27 million is what we spent on him though, and I know his potential in the game's good. I know he's very capable on this game. So yeah, I think it's an easy signing to go for, somebody for the future who can grow with this rebuild. It's a good signing, I think. But the other ones that I brought in, Tanguy Ndombele, another guy from Spurs.
Yeah.
I think he's just been unlucky at Spurs.
I think he is, yeah.
He's very good at Lyon. There was people talking about him going to be one of the world's best midfielders.
Well, I think he was Spurs' record buy.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
For £53 million. It's a lot of money.
Spurs' record buy. It might still be, actually.
Yeah, we spent £26 million on him. So obviously with Conte coming in now, he might have a rejuvenated career.
Yeah.
He only spent 6 months under Conte there, but he isn't getting game time.
I think Conte's letting him go though. I think they're sort of listening to deals to let him go. So I don't think he is going to be at Spurs.
His time might be up, but his time on Football Manager is now with Newcastle, because I think Newcastle do have some kind of weaknesses, and I think midfield is one of them. They got a couple of really good players there, but not to the point where you think let's push for European spots. Tanguy Ndombele gives us that option.
Definitely take it to the next level.
Yeah, because he can play in so many different roles as well, which is good about him. He's very box to box. But I think, although we did bring in Matt Targett recently, Alex Grimaldo is another step above at left back. He's very cheap as well. 25 years of age, come through La Masia Academy. He's been at Benfica for a while and kind of like stamping his name now in like world football. living up to the potential. I think he's done really well in Benfica as well. £14.5 million is what we spent. But this one, another Portuguese player, or another player from Portugal, sorry, Gonçalo Inácio, 20 years of age. There's a lot of people speaking about this guy, including there's a couple of Portuguese legendary players who are going, this is the next best centre-back that you're going to see, generational talent.
Yeah.
So whether we'll see that, I don't know. At the time of recording, he's still at Sporting.
Do we have to fight off Wolves to buy him?
Imagine that. We're buying Wolves targets. £38.5 million from Sporting. It's a lot of money, but he's already good, and he's only 20 years of age, and he's left-footed. Rare to come by.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I prefer them to have a left foot and a right footed, or have like somebody who's good at both. 6'2", good physicals, good mentals, very good technicals. I think he's going to be a good player for us with a decent potential in this game to grow. And he's a bit of a leader as well, considering he's only 20. 14 for leadership. Yeah. Not bad at all. Something that the Newcastle team also struggle with is leadership in game with Foot Manager. So that's the players that we have brought in. On the outs, I don't think I'll let anybody go that hasn't already gone, so that's absolutely fine. Don't have to worry about that. So tactically then, what are we looking like? So this is the Villarreal 4-3-3 that I use in the save of Villarreal, so it might be a bit familiar, but I've changed it and tweaked it ever so slightly, just haven't changed the name. I have secured 3 different people in a position: Grimaldo, Inácio and Pope. So those are the players that I would like to think we play every single game. And then obviously we can build a team around those 3 players. If I was to select best 11, it would slightly change. But Fernandes, Trippier's
got to be there, isn't
he? This guy I think is one of my favourite right now. I would love to have had him at Manchester United. Bruno Guimaraes. He started the season really well in real life too, and he ended the season last season playing absolutely exceptional. I think Newcastle fans are loving him already.
Yeah.
And understandably, the fact that he's only like 23 or 24 now, and he's like that good in the Premier League, I'm very jealous. Joelinton rejuvenated his career in midfield instead of being up front and everybody slating him. £40 million, what we spending that for. We've got Callum Wilson up top. We've got Alan St. Maxime. He's kind of our star man.
Yeah.
He's very funny on social media too.
I like Callum Wilson as well. I think he's a good striker. He's one of those that hasn't had a lot of luck, I don't think.
He could have been something, couldn't he?
Yeah.
If he didn't have the injuries, he could have been something.
But I do like this guy.
Yeah. He's hilarious on social media as well. Oh, he's brilliant on social media. I remember there was a guy who was a white man who he had like fake dreadlocks on, and he tweeted saying somebody just said I look like Alan St. Maxime, and he quoted said, "Identical brother." Like, it was just really funny. He's just a funny guy.
I love watching a player who gets aboard his feet and then just solely attacks you.
I'd be be terrified if I was playing against him.
You've got to be, because he can go either way, and that's the thing.
Yeah, he's very good.
He is quick with it as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
Rapid.
Yeah.
So keeping him into the team on that left-hand side is going to be crucial for us. Of course, Trippier was a good signing for them, I think.
One of the best signings I thought the manager made.
You liked him at Spurs, didn't you?
Did, yeah. I couldn't understand why Spurs got rid of him.
No, I couldn't, to be honest. No. And I was very shocked Atletico Madrid wanted him.
Yeah.
And he goes and wins the league for them.
Yeah.
So, fair play.
I mean, we got rid of Trippier and Walker in virtually 1 or 2 seasons.
1 or 2 seasons, yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. What I class is probably we have the best right backs in the country.
Yeah.
And we got rid of both of them.
Yeah. All right, okay, let's take a look at the schedule then and see what we're doing with this formation. It's been a bit of a ropey start. It started things off with a 3-0 loss at home to Leeds. People are already calling for my head.
Yeah.
Then a 2-0 loss to West Ham at the London Stadium. Kurt Zouma, the cat kicker, and Aaron Cresswell. Who was it that was doing that to him? It was a striker, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was it Chris Wood? No. I think it was Chris Wood.
I think it was, yeah.
When he just kept meowing to him.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think it was the first game afterwards, wasn't it?
I love that banter. I love it. That's so good, isn't it? 3-0 Wolves win there, so we know we're capable of winning against a Premier League side, but albeit in the Cup. And then a 1-1 draw at Anfield. That came out of nowhere.
I think that's a start. I think that's a start of us starting to build together again now.
Absolutely.
Any result at Anfield is good, I think.
For sure.
Especially when you think they went 1-0 up after 3 minutes.
Yeah, Grimaldo got the equaliser there in 81st minute. So, I mean, we're at the very start of this rebuild. I want to gauge your expectations for Newcastle. Knowing that we know that they've got very rich owners, we can't obviously guess what they're going to give me each year, but we know it's going to be a substantial amount. What is your sort of expectations for this rebuild?
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5 to get there and to stay in top 5.
The way we finished the season, last season, you got to think we're top 5.
Yeah,
we were in the top 5 at the finish of the season. You know, who finished the season the best. We were in the top 5 then, so why not?
Absolutely,
why shouldn't we be there?
Right, okay then. We'll simulate the first season. See how we do. Right, first season, 11th place, Dad.
Top 5 or say
top 5. I mean,
what
Spurs
happened?
were only 10th.
What happened? Well, I'd like to see what they got beside him as well. That means we won. So
is this league upside down? Because Man United are champions.
Yeah, what's going on there? After the start Man United have had this season. Uh-oh.
Come on, Eric. Oh, if we get the Glazers. I mean, we're recording this like a week before this comes out. And at the minute, like, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has just announced that he might buy the club. If he does, I'll be over the moon. People have asked me. I'll be over the moon. Trust me.
In our last video, I did quote that Spurs would be top of the league after 2 games. And I'm glad someone read it, because someone came on with a comment. We may not be top of the league, but we're definitely not bottom of the league.
I did see that, and I ignored it. So
wherever that comment come from, right on.
So Man United won the league, but we're down in 11th place. Spurs, though, looks like they've won the EC2 because they've qualified for Europa League despite finishing in 10th. So maybe Conte's managed to save his job there, or has he been sacked? No, Bielsa's been brought in.
No.
Speaking the wrong language for your liking, even though he can definitely talk English. We know he can.
We've seen him doing it.
So let's take a look at then at cup competitions. How have we done in the cups? 5th round by Leicester, 4th round by Arsenal. Not a good first season for us whatsoever. Where's our weaknesses then? Are we not scoring enough goals? Let's take a look. 22 goals from Callum Wilson. Alan St. Maxine, 11-11. Noni Madueke with 10. It's not a lot of goals, is it? That's our trouble.
42 goals, is it? 43 goals?
Yeah, so I dare say, I mean, the board giving us a C right now, so... Oh, that's bad, to be fair.
I think we were looking to survive.
Considering how much we spent. Yeah, right, okay, we'll go to the second season. How much money have we got to spend here? £100 million, but not too much in the wage budget. We'd have to move that around because 90 grand in the wage budget is basically one player or no player. So we might have to move that around a little bit. Probably not 100 million. Let's take a look. I dipped back into the pool of Portuguese players at Sporting with Pedro Gonçalves, a very good centre attacking midfielder on this game. He's played in the Premier League before with Wolves, but I don't think he actually played a game. I think he was just there. They got him on a free transfer and let him go. I bet they wish they didn't do that now.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Especially with very favourable in Portuguese players. He's very talented on this game. He's really, really good. One of the best in his position, I'd say. And we picked him up from Sporting for 33 million because of a release clause. Always look out for that one, guys. 13 goals last season, 23 the season before that.
That's good then, really, isn't it, when you think of it.
And he's a centre attacking midfielder.
He's already scored 1 for us already, so that's a good assist as well.
Absolutely, but he's not the only guy coming in. 7.4, 1 goal, 1 assist in 4 games. Not bad. We brought in another centre-back. This one is very quick. 18 for pace, 16 for acceleration. It's Maxence Lacroix. Got good enough technicals to get by. The mental attributes would hopefully come in time because a lot of them are 12s. We need to boost them up really to closer to 15. But the things that he lacks in, like anticipation and stuff, he can recover because he's that quick.
Yeah.
And he does have a good potential on this game too. So we picked him up from Wolfsburg. They've had him recently, £4.4 million. We've spent an extra 30 million to bring him to the Premier League, but that's the type of signings that Newcastle are going to be making, I predict, in the next couple of years to take them to that next level.
Definitely,
I think these are still realistic signings right now. I don't think I'm being unrealistic with any of these.
Because you're picking up players in that price bracket.
Who are ready to make a step up.
Between 30 and sort of 70,000 is the players that we're looking at.
When
you go to the top level, Man City players, they're playing 100 million players. They're players, aren't they? So.
Yeah, and we're buying players who are around their early 20s.
Yeah,
I remember Ralph Rangnick said one thing in his press conference about Man United: you need to be buying players getting their second contract in their career because then they're hungry. Not the players who are getting their 4th and 5th who are looking for a big payday. That's the type of player you need to be looking at. I signed 4 more players. Let's take a look at them. Arsene Zakarian is one of them. He is a very good centre attacking midfielder. Again, only 19 years of age with a very good potential. He is our median. Very good squad player too. Can play a load of different positions.
That's what you need.
And has some good player traits too. So we picked him up from Dinamo Moscow, £12 million. He's got a goal in 2 games already. 1 goal from 1 start. The other players though, we've got Andrea Cambiasso. The best thing about this guy, plays on both sides. Very good with both feet, talented, pacey. I like everything about him. He's 22, good potential on the game, and he cost us 12 million.
That's a good buy.
Can't argue with that. And he's been playing first team football too.
And another goal as well.
And 2 assists with a player of the match. Really talented. Okay. But he's not the only one from Italy. Because, striker-wise, I wasn't happy with Callum Wilson. I'm disappointed in Callum Wilson. So, Sebastiano Esposito, one of my all-time favourite Wonder kids on the game of Football Manager. Maybe not this year, but especially the last couple of years. He's been amazing. He doesn't have electrifying pace that I usually like, and he's not quite there in mentals, but for some reason he's still just so good on the game. Like, Match Engine just seems to favour him. So we'll see how he does here. He's 20 years of age, £14 million is all he costs. He got 19 goals last season.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In only 28 starts and 4 appearances off the bench with 3 assists.
And you got a goal already for us.
Got a goal for us already.
You got a goal already.
Yeah. So the last player was a free transfer. It's Kennedy. He's going to be a good squad player, can play on both sides and help us out. And what I like about him is he doesn't really have a weakness. Doesn't have a strength, but he does. He doesn't have any weakness. So that's basically Kennedy
And he's
coming
Brazilian.
in there. And he's Brazilian.
You've got to buy a Brazilian.
You got to fit
somewhere
the
along
quota, haven't you? By the way, people have been mentioning about the t-shirts. T-shirts are now out. If you check out the link in the description, you can find the t-shirts of Gotta Win Your Home Games. They are now out, and if there is enough demand, we'll get a We Love Our Brazilians one. But I think the shop's going to go, that's a weird design.
Yeah.
So they're going to think that's in 2 different ways. But there we go.
Imagine going to watch your home team wearing a shirt that says Gotta Win Your Home Games.
Gotta Win Your Home Games. So that's in the link in the description. Make sure you check it out. So, right. On the outs, we only had a couple of players who left, including Chris Wood. We sold him to Middlesbrough. We just brought in Sebastiano Esposito. He's kind of the same similar player. Really strong target forward type player. So Chris Wood, who wanted to leave anyway, he's gone to Middlesbrough for £5 million.
He's one of those players that's very hard to play against.
Very difficult.
He's a good target player. He won't score you a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But you can put someone around him, and they'll score a lot of goals because he'll
it.
do all the hard work for you.
Yeah, but it's difficult to replicate that in Football Manager, I think. That's the trouble.
Yeah, they don't look that, do they?
So, tactically then, we've changed things around a little bit. It's kind of a 4-3-3 if you consider that's your midfield and that's your strike force, because that's an inside forward and a shallow striker, which very much acts like strikers, but they come back, they track back as well. And we've got the 2 inverted wing backs who should be helping the midfield when they are kind of getting overrun. We've got a perfect position here for Alan St. Maxime. I think he would be really suited for this inverted winger on attack role. Shadow striker, we just brought in Pedro Gonçalves, one of the best in the game for a shadow striker if you're looking for one. Centre midfield on attack, you've got the likes of Joe Linton, Ndombele, Bruno Gomes who we brought in, but I think Bruno Gomes is going to fit in nicely in this deep line playmaker role to pick the ball up off the defence and spray it. Now you've got so many different angles and options of players around you, and that's what he kind of does best. So that's what I'm thinking for him. With Nick Pope, Grimaldo and Madueke in the team. I like this style of formation because we're not catering to what looks good, we're catering to what we have.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite important.
I think that's a good sign of a good manager that can do that.
Thank you.
You've got to work with what you've got.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. So let's take a look how it's fared out. Schedule-wise, we had a great start to the season. A 2-1 win against Arsenal. Yes. They did have a player sent off after going up 1-0. Thomas Partey scored, then he was like, I'm off skis. I've done my job. Got himself sent off, and we scored 2 goals. Madueke and Callum Wilson with those 2 goals. So then Stoke, we beat them in the Cup. 92nd minute and an 86th minute goal by Esposito and Gonçalves. 2 new signings coming in. Brighton, difficult game.
Always difficult game, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're one of the best teams in the league, personally, them and Brentford.
They just keep drawing though, didn't they?
Did you see how good they were the other day? Unbelievable.
They looked fantastic against Man United, didn't they? I mean, they only had to play Man United, so it won very hard.
I know. When this comes out, it's the Monday. United are playing Liverpool on that Monday night.
Oh.
Yeah, I dread to think what's going to go on. Dread to think. 5-1 though against Brighton, and they only scored in the 93rd minute, so it was quite embarrassing. Our job was done by the 73rd. Nice and easy. A bad result against Southampton, I'd say. We had to claw it back. We were 2-0 down, 2-1, and 3-1 down at one point. But we clawed it back to a 3-0, and Leeds as well. We got a late goal there after they took the lead in the 85th. We scored in the 88th with Ndombele.
It was a show. We're not
quite there.
No, our fitness is good because we're going right to the end of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're scoring goals late on, so that's good, I think.
Absolutely. So, let's see how we do at the end of the second season. Second season, and we're in 3rd place.
Happy with that.
Top 4, let's go. Can't argue with that. Let's take a look a little bit closer.
Because who's won the league, but come on.
Oh, 84 points. We're 2 points behind them.
And we drew 2 games near the end of the season.
That's our 4 points. Yeah. Well, just one of them. We go goal difference. That's 60. That would have been better. We would have won the league. I didn't realise it was that close. I just seen us in 3rd place and just started celebrating. And we're 10 points above 4th. Man City, 10 points above. Oh, I mean,
have they got Erling Haaland there as well?
Yeah, Erling Haaland's in there.
Pep's still there as well?
He must be. He is still there with Erling Haaland. They are struggling right now.
Wrong here, then.
Yeah,
Something's definitely wrong.
Spurs are down in 12th.
Just got to show that something's definitely wrong. How could Spurs be down there and Man United be winning the league 2 years in a row? Come on.
Back to Newcastle though, that's a hell of a performance. We
good.
scored 124 goals.
goals.
That's got to be a Premier League record. Has to be.
12 goals against Leicester.
Smash it against Leicester, and they've got a good defence in this game. So Yonku, Fofana, they got a very good team defensively on this game. That does shock me. I was like overjoyed, and then I'm like, oh no, look how close you were. Okay, well, how have we done in other competitions then?
At least we're in the European Champions League.
Absolutely, skip Europa League completely. We're in the Champions League now. Let's take a look at other competitions though. Domestic trophy would be lovely.
Come on.
No, 4th round by Tottenham, quarter-final by Chelsea. Not great, but I still think that's a quality season for us though.
Go over the league positions. Look, we were top of the league for a lot of the time.
Oh my god, we were as well. Let's take a look because we can see that right now. We've been top of the league a few times, bouncing around. I mean, this is April time, and we're around. So
we lost it then.
Game week 31, and we lost it towards the end. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Very close, very close. Unlucky. Man United have dominated the start. They were then about 3rd place and pulled it off at the end as well. And Liverpool probably, they're filling in there. So yeah, it was a 3-horse race really.
Yeah.
A good championship to go for. Goals wise, then obviously we scored so many more. 31 for a 20-year-old Esposito.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah. Arsene Zakarian, who I thought would be a backup, and I even contemplated trying to loan him out, got 15 goals this season. Alan St. Maxime with 15, Noni Madueke with 15, 14 Callum Wilson.
Down the page, look. Double numbers, look.
Yeah, very
1, 2,
good.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players at double figures.
Not bad at all, is it?
That's good.
All your midfielders helping out those strikers. And 20 assists from Grimaldo at left back. To be fair, assist-wise, a lot of those midfielders.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like your 4 main ones there.
Yeah.
And Dembele, St. Maxime, Madueke, Gonçalves, all getting double figures, goals and assists. Really quality season there. Really, really good. So have they give us... Oh, whoa.
Whoa, here we go.
This is why we wanted to do Newcastle.
They know we're serious now.
£161 million. I'll get my checkbook out. Yeah. Erling Haaland, you only finished in 4th, mate. But do you fancy it? Do you fancy 3rd place? Pep, yeah, come on. Right, okay then, we'll go forward to the 3rd season, see who we can bring in. Before we do that though, today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. The football is back and it's time to put your elite ball skills to the test with Manscaped. Man City may have won the league, but your Man City will be the real champions this year when you go to manscaped.com and use code OMEGA for 20% off and free shipping.
So how's your midfield looking then?
Well, the midfield's looking smooth thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0. The performance packages comes with this nifty trimmer and it's surprising how much it keeps your playmakers cool and composed during these heat waves.
Not moping around in this heat like Man United's midfield then.
No. The trimmer battery lasts 90 minutes, so you could be shaving your coconuts for the entire length of the match. And the Lawnmower 4.0 ceramic blades reduce nicks and cuts in your most sensitive regions. This revolutionary tech is the best defense you can find for your Virgil van Dijk balls. The performance package also comes with the Weed Whacker for your nose and ears, and the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver to give your balls a boost at half time. It also comes with a t-shirt and boxers, as well as a handy travel bag.
So make sure you keep your Ballon d'Ors shiny.
Oh yes, and use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. Don't forget you get 20% off plus free shipping. The link is at the top of the description. First signing in the door is 18-year-old Luca Romero, but I've loaned him back out to Las Palmas to get first team football. I'm thinking long-term future-wise here, especially Patreon members. When they take this over, this is probably going to be a fun one to take over with the amount of money we might end up spending. Patreon.com/Omega Gaming. For the £5 tier, you'd get a save game file at the end. This guy by then might be a first team baller.
Yeah,
so
been,
18 years of age, Luca Romero. He is Spanish, but Argentinian/Spanish, I think his nationality is. Playing from Lazio. We picked him up for £11 million. We've loaned him out to Las Palmas to try and give him some game time in La Liga 2. But we have splashed a lot of money. Let's take a look at the players that we have signed with that money. Dwight McNeil is the first one. Dwight McNeil, he is a lot better on the game than I would say he is in real life. I don't know why Foot Manager, they just think he's unbelievable because I've got a feeling like he is one of the best potentials in the English game, which is mental. I mean, he is still young. He might actually fulfill that in real life. You've got to give him an opportunity to do that.
I mean, going to Frank Lampard, Everton's best player has got to be Dele Alli, isn't it?
I've seen the funniest meme ever where it was like he was talking to Dele Alli about Turkey and he was laughing about it and he went, but no, seriously, I'm loaning you out to Besiktas. So it does look like he's trying to go.
I mean, since they bought him, it was his first signing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He started one game.
Awful.
So
Absolutely
it goes to
dreadful.
show what I've always said when I was talking about Spurs and all that about Dele Alli, innit?
Yeah.
It's got to be the person.
Yeah.
Could be all those managers could be wrong.
The personality of the person.
Yeah.
Never living up to what he really could produce, I don't think. But Dwight McNeil, hopefully his career is a little bit different. He's gone to Everton. Let's see what he can do in the Premier League. But at this point, we have signed him from Everton as well. He's had 2 good seasons, to be fair. 9 goals, 8 goals from a midfielder. It's not bad. We spent £50 million on him.
Yeah, he scored 1 goal already.
Scored 1 goal in 2 games, got a 7 rating. I like him because he is a left-footed winger on the left. And he can also play up top. So if you're needing him to, he's actually a really good striker because he's got good off-the-ball pace. Composure and anticipation is fantastic. 14 for finishing. I think he's good up top as well.
Another good squad player.
Another good squad player who can fill in loads of different roles. But the best signing of the summer is Sandro Tonali. This guy is the next upgrade. We have now got that money for Champions League football. This is the type of player that we're talking about, the elite level.
Yeah, definitely.
Sandro Tonali at 23, so he's coming into his prime. He's already phenomenal in real life. On this game,
he's got 16 caps.
Yeah.
So, you know.
£81 million we spent from AC Milan, but he didn't play that much last season, all things considered, but they do have a really good midfield.
Yeah.
30 games the season before. We are going to be playing him a lot because he will be our best midfielder. He's better now than Bruno Guimaraes, and I think he will be the #1 spot in that deep line playmaker role. He's perfect for that role too. It's kind of the role he plays. Great at tackling. On the ball, he's phenomenal. Really calm and composed player. Very much like an Andrea Pirlo.
Yeah.
Really, just better at tackling, I'd say. So, Tonali is our star MVP of the summer. Again, a few players are leaving on frees and stuff like that. You can see Dubravka going out on loan there. John Joe Shelby going for free to Mallorca. He'd fancy an holiday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Kieran Clark, another one going out free. But the main players are all staying.
You expect to be getting rid of them, don't they?
At this point,
they got us to that level?
Yeah. Time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go. Go play for Man United. In real life, but they're up top at the minute in this.
Your words.
They're up top. So let's take a look tactically then and see what we are running with. We're running with the same thing. I think we had to. We finished in the top 4.
That many goals.
We scored so many goals of it. So we're going to stick with the same one. And now, obviously, like I mentioned, if you go by pick without restriction, the best 11, this is what we would be looking like. Inacio and Lacroix getting a very good partnership at the back there. They're both progressing really well. You got the likes of Cambiasso and Trippier. You can fill in them both with Grimaldo as well, of course. McNeil, they actually favour McNeil as like our #1 striker, which is a bit strange.
Yeah.
I would say I'd play Esposito considering the amount of goals he did score last season, but there we go.
He's injured there, isn't he?
He is injured at the minute, to be fair, for 8 days, 2 weeks. And Madueke is also out for around about the same time with concussion. But there we go. I think this is a really strong team now. And we needed to boost it because, of course, we've got Champions League football. So, what is our group? Let's take a look at that first before we take a look at the results. Our Champions League group, for the very first time, is Dortmund, Marseille, and Sporting. Now, this could go either one or 2 ways. We've bought a few Sporting players.
Yeah.
They could either be terrible now because we pinched with their players, or they're coming for revenge.
I'd be disappointed if we don't come second there.
I would say so. We should be.
Yeah.
The money that we spend,
you
should
just
be
think of the
finishing
level
second.
that we're at in the Premier League now.
Yeah. We
I would
could
expect to
do
come
Dortmund,
second.
you know.
Well,
We could do them.
If we win our own games.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on. Leipzig won the Champions League in the first season. You sounded like Max then. My son literally goes, wow, to everything. And he literally just did exactly the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Schedule-wise then, how have we done so far? It's 2 games, it's 2 losses.
Against Leicester.
2-0 loss to Leicester. We scored 15 goals against them last season, whatever it was. Now we lose 2-0. Oh, and Liverpool, they beat us 4-1.
In there, didn't we?
Yeah, so that's not good.
No.
Okay.
That's at home.
At home too. Yeah, at home.
Oh, dear.
Need a bit of a rescue mission, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's simulate this 3rd season then. 3rd season. We've dropped down to 9th. We've dropped down to 9th place. 62 points. Oh, we're only 2 points away from the 6th place. And we lost a lot of games at the end of the season there. We got an absolute tonkin from Man United.
It's cost us a European place, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's not good. However, I did see something on there that I was quite interested in.
I'm looking at the top. I'm just staying at the top level, you know.
But Man United finishing still in the top 4, whereas Tottenham finished down
in
in 17th place.
I didn't notice that.
35 points.
We were clear, weren't we?
Very
We were
clear,
clear.
yeah. I mean, that's got to be the worst Premier League ever for those three to go down at with 21 points as the maximum. That must have been over by like April.
Good job it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I have seen interesting on there was Leeds.
Leeds, yeah, they've
won
done
something like,
yeah.
They must have won a
They
domestic
have done
cup.
something, or the EC2.
Yeah.
So it could be either one of the two. Let's take a look at the cups. Runners up at the FA Cup and knocked out of the semi-final of the Champions League.
So we had a good season, really.
That close to having a very good season. And obviously, we're hampered at the end. If you go back, I'd say 2 weeks before the end of the season, Newcastle fans are going, oh, we've got hell of a season coming up.
We're in a final, we're in a
An FA Cup
semi-final,
final,
and we're in the
semi-final
top
Champions
five.
League, top five.
Winning nothing.
And winning nothing in the end. Let's
Who
take a
beat
look at the
us?
FA Cup.
Who beat
then.
us? Who beat us?
It was Leeds.
Oh, well. We said that.
4-0.
They didn't just beat us, did they?
Yeah,
Really.
and they've actually won it twice so far in the 3 years, and Wolves won it in between. That's 4 in a row of very, like,
Yeah.
you know, good for the clubs that have done it, but clubs that you wouldn't necessarily expect to win it, with the likes of Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal and stuff being around. Champions League, then, we lost to Real Madrid in the semi,
1-0.
and Liverpool beat them in the final 1-0. We would have faced Liverpool.
Oh.
So Liverpool are now back-to-back winners in that. Don't really want to talk about that. Let's take a look at our Champions League group then.
So
we
we
lost to
get through it?
Dortmund the first game. Then we won, or we tonked them. We absolutely tonked Sporting 7-0.
Whatever result that is.
And no, their former players didn't score that. They felt sorry for them.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah. Marseille 5-0. Then
that's
3-0.
2 games.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2 home games as well. Gotta win them.
Yep.
The away games, though, we beat them 3-0 and 2-1.
2 or 3, really.
Yeah.
With
And
Dortmund
our
to
home
play at
game
home.
against Dortmund,
And
we
we
beat
beat 'em.
Dortmund. Obviously means that we went top, and that's where we carried on in the Champions League. That's when we come up against Juventus first off. We knocked out Juventus 2-1,
Juventus.
both legs. I'm
Game-
also seeing
the game
here.
with the black and white stripes. That was,
That
wasn't
was, yeah. The game of the black and white. I mean, maybe they stole their kit.
it? Yeah.
There's a possibility. Now, I think wasn't it Juve who got Notts County's kit? I think it was Juve who was the Notts County kit. So Man City 6-5 in the FA Cup 5th round. I just seen it. I thought, got to mention it. 6-5.
6-5.
That's not even gone to extra time. That's a hell of a game, isn't it? That's an FA Cup classic.
I'll tell you what, for the last couple of minutes we were sweating because Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's at City.
Harry Kane scored with 2
Oh, he
minutes
don't
to
want
go.
a relegation scrap, does
So they
he?
got Erling Haaland who scored 2. Harry Kane has scored 2.
Yeah, they
What a
got
straight
both of
force
them.
they got.
Who's still there? Because they're still not winning the league. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's left. I'm not surprised. With the
Yeah.
team that he's got, he can't win the bloody league with Erling Haaland and Harry Kane up front. But going back to the Champions League, we lost our first game against Atletico
It's
Madrid.
an hard place to go. I've
Very
always said that.
difficult.
But every time
Yeah.
we talk about Atletico Madrid, don't we?
Yeah, the crowd are always up
Yeah,
for it.
it's a really hard place to
Simeone's
go.
always up for it.
Yeah.
Their players are always
You
up
know,
for it.
you know you're going to get so many bookings, a player's going to be sent off or something
Yeah.
like that today. It's always going on in that game, isn't it?
But they weren't anticipating.
And they don't travel well.
No, they weren't anticipating
Over
the
2 days.
Geordies.
No, definitely not.
They definitely
Win your own
underestimated the
game,
Geordies.
get it for free. And I'll tell you what, you can't knock a Geordies really, can you?
Easily, in my opinion,
I think if
probably
you're-
the best fan base in the UK.
100%. I think if you're a neutral, if you love football like we do, we've got our own teams, but as a neutral, I think the majority of the British public would like Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just because of the team, the way they are, and who they've had, your Alan Shearers and your Kevin Keegans, and I mean, for me, it was Mark McDonald's as well.
Yeah.
That's players that you really like watching, and the games that they've played in and been involved in. But it's just for the Geordies, the way their fans are with their clubs. And I mean, when they signed Kevin Keegan and all that, he comes out of the crowd and they got thousands of people.
Yeah.
It was like watching the Spanish, Barcelona when they
Yeah,
signed
when
up
they
there,
did
wasn't
it, yeah.
You know, and then when he came out and he explained why he sold Andy Cole to Man
Yes,
United.
yeah.
You know, they accepted it when he came out and spoke to the fans, and that's them, isn't it? He's
Yeah.
come out, he's told us, fine.
Yeah,
And
and look how long they suffered under Mike Ashley.
Oh.
They deserve these owners.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like whatever you think of them of morally, because obviously there's a lot of questions about
Yeah.
what's going on in their country and everything like that with human rights and everything. But they deserve owners who is going to treat this club like they treat this club.
I mean, I watched a little program about them the other day about the ground. I mean, they've always been at St James's Park as well.
Yeah,
They're-
such an odd stadium to
Oh,
look
it
at.
is, yeah, but they're trying to get planning permission to make the stadium bigger, but they can't because it's protected land and things like that.
Like natural trust.
Yeah,
that
that's
type
right.
of
Yeah,
stuff,
so that they're really struggling. So they're appealing to the council can we just build this, build that, and then make stands at different angles and things like that. So now they're looking at different land now and build the stadium in a different land. They're going to have a training facility. It's going to be next to,
going to be the best,
Man City.
Along with Man City, yeah.
They're going to have that anyway. That's where the money's going in now, but they're looking at the stadium as well. Because
I know who they need to speak to.
Who?
Braga Council. They need one of those stands with the wires and cables going across. Thank you to everybody who let us know.
Yeah, definitely,
It's a structural thing.
Yeah.
I also found very interesting, like people who let us know in the comments. This is why I love reading the comments. We were talking about this before we actually recorded today. How there was an original stadium, because that stadium for Braga was built for the 2004 Euros.
Yeah.
But they already had a stadium in the city centre, which was good, and they just needed to upgrade it.
Yeah, that's all they had to do.
Yeah, mental.
But they went and bought that stadium.
And built that very weirdly there. Yeah, really strange. But now, going back
I'm just saying that they want a bigger stadium because they know they can fill it.
Easily.
They got so many people on the wait list for a season ticket, they know they can put probably an 80,000 and they'll fill that every week.
I mean, my friend...
I hope you do eventually. They deserve to.
Oh, I agree. My friend Evers went up and watched the Arsenal away, because he's a big Arsenal fan, went up and watched to Newcastle Arsenal away game last year, and he said it's the best atmosphere he's ever been to, even though he was up right in the rafters.
Yeah.
He said it was easily the best atmosphere he's ever been to.
I mean, we know two Geordie people. The people who've been doing our garden recently, Tyler, his dad is a Geordie.
Yeah.
And he came to my house and done some work. Lovely fella. And, the passion in him, we're talking about when he went and watched games, things like that, And then we've got a friend in the family who's a Geordie as well, and he's got a season ticket up there.
Yeah.
And he was a nice fella when he came down and had a couple of meals with us, didn't he? So, they are really nice people, and their football passion, you can tell when you're talking to them, they love their football.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been too happy about the May that we had, though. Only one win against Southampton and a draw against Arsenal. The rest of the results, all losses, including the two semi-finals against Real Madrid.
That's when we lost the position in the league, isn't it?
Didn't win our home game there, and then we lost the positions in the league. A big tonk into Man United 5-1, and Leeds United.
That must have been bad because Harry Maguire scored in that game.
Yeah, must have been a fluke. Volley from the halfway line, probably. Okay, then. Not bad. Let's take a look at the goals. Who scored the goals this season? Only 25 for Esposito. 16, 16, 13, 11, 11. It's nowhere near as many as what we had last season,
but it's still a lot of players scoring goals in double figures.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So you've got to accept that. I mean, 25 is not a lot, but it is, really.
Yeah, there's only 2 happy players at our club, too. Yeah. The rest are slightly happy or content and very unhappy. So there's going to be some people who are going to be annoyed during this pre-season. So we'll go forward to the 4th season. We got £145 million, but once that's kind of gone, we probably haven't. We're going to have to move that around a little bit and see what we can work with next season. Dad, Alan Saint-Maxime, he has left the club. He just likes playing in black and white. He's gone to Juve.
Well...
Alan Saint-Maxime,
yeah. Him, really.
£65 million.
He was a good player for us.
Great player.
If he's unhappy and he wants to go, I'd rather have a happy team and an unhappy player in the squad.
I agree. We've seen a lot of unhappy people there. And he's had some good seasons for us. He's been a good servant to the club considering how long we've had him. But that brought in a lot of money. We also sold Nick Pope, the goalkeeper, for £9.25 million as well. Yeah, don't worry. The replacement, though, I think is better. Shakir from Turkey, Trabzonspor. He said goodbye to Dele Alli. Different club.
I don't want to be playing this.
Yeah. Dele Alli's playing this league. No way am I staying here. 28 years of age though, and he's in the prime of his career. Only £15 million. He's conceded 5 goals so far, 1 clean sheet, but he's doing very well. A lot of clean sheets in previous seasons in Turkey. I'd say probably Turkey's number 1. Probably get 43 caps. He's probably Turkey's number 1 now. So I think that's an absolute bargain getting him for that cheap. Definitely better than Nick Pope. Nathan Ake is a signing that I don't expect people to enjoy a lot, but he's more of a backup. He's another player who can play left back, left centre back. He's a ball player.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen at the start of this season in real life, that's exactly what he's best at. And if you use him for that, you're going to benefit from it. He's definitely, so calm and composed on the ball. He's like having another midfielder on the pitch. You've
got to have the players around you who are confident at doing that. I mean, Trippier is, and we've got some international players on the left-hand side of him as well. So bringing in a player like that, I think it's quite sensible, really. Because, you can see when he plays for Man City, he's got it.
Especially on the ball.
But you've got to have these players around him and moving as well.
Yeah.
Make it easy for a player to play the ball.
So we brought him in for £11 million. He went to Inter Milan for 16. Didn't play that much at all. We signed him for 11 after leaving Manchester City. So we bring him back to England and the Premier League. Patson Daka, £50 million. That's a lot of money for a striker. But he did score 20 league goals last season for Leicester. And I think with his pace and power...
If he's already done it in our league,
you'd
take him on any time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and you think he's got great pace and he's also got 17 off the ball, great composure, anticipation. He likes to beat the offside trap. He's a different type of player to Esposito, and that's what I think is really important. Don't buy two of the same strikers, because then against certain people,
doing the same runs,
they're going to doing exactly the same things. This guy's a different type of player altogether. But they're not the only ones that we did sign. I think you're going to like this one, Dejan Kulusevski.
Definitely, what a player this player is.
You like this guy?
I do like him.
I'm very jealous of this guy. Only 24 years of age, and I think we're in year 4.
One of the best signings that Spurs have done so far. I think.
I mean, I don't think have they confirmed it.
No, I don't think they have.
He's still on loan for 2 years, isn't he?
Yeah, but with the option of buying him. And
that's it.
We will buy
you got
him
it.
anyway.
You got it.
We'd be silly not to.
Because on here you didn't. He's gone back to Juve and had a great season. 11 goals and 2 assists.
We're only 2 games into the season so far at this present moment, and this first game he was brilliant.
Unstoppable,
he was man of the match on that. The Chelsea game he didn't have a very good game, I don't think, but I thought Chelsea were better than us. So.
Speaking of man of the match, he got one in the only game we have played him so far, a goal and 2 assists.
There you go.
There we go. There's our money back.
If you look at that, he scored a goal and he 2 assists. That means we scored 3 goals in one game.
Pedro Porro is also a really good right back. Kieran Trippier now has come to a very ripe age of 33, 34. He might be starting to lose it physically. This guy's got it physically, but he's also unbelievable going forward. He's one of my favourite right backs on the game.
Crossing and dribbling for a right back like that.
And if you need him to, he can also play forward as well. So we picked him up from Sporting, because of course we have. We are turning to Wolves. Wolves are going, who the fuck are we supposed to sign? You can literally call all of us. I seen the other day they made their first sign of the window. It was a Portuguese player. And it was from Sporting, Matthias Nunes.
All the scouts live in Portugal, don't they?
Yeah, that's it,
Where are you going on holiday?
They're in the Algarve going, oh crap. It's the phone going. I think their owners are, they're from China maybe? I think they're definitely Asian. I think they're either South Korean or something.
Through,
1 goal, 1 assist in 3 appearances, 7.3 average rating, really good. I think we're going to see a lot of assists from Pedro Porro. That's his game, and we're playing in a style that I think he likes. Giving him, and I'm going to explain it a little bit more, because tactically we are staying the same. We're not staying the same. Sorry, tactically we changed it. Where we had a centre midfielder here, we now have 2 shadow strikers here. That is because I now trust our wing backs to help the DM in the midfield. But this allows so much space that in game it's going to look like this when we're on attack. You're going to have 4 players in behind the striker.
I like that for league games, but I think it could cost us in the Champions League.
We're not in the Champions League.
Alright, it may not cost us in the Champions League.
We need to get back in the Champions League. But this is our Newcastle 2 shadow strikers, as you can see. So let's see how this does, because we started off very well. A 3-0 win, a 3-2 win against Manchester City. Kulusevski got himself... That's the big goal. That's the one where he got 2 assists. I'm guessing he was injured because the next game he wasn't available, obviously. He wasn't there on the pitch. Patson Daka got 48-minute goal, and Gonzalo Inacio also got another one. The 3-2 win against West Brom, but then this is a weird result. How did you go and beat Man City and Leicester and then lose to Everton 3-0?
That must be a picture of their new stadium then.
Well, it's just like a rendered one, but Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium, I think, is what they're planning on calling it, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, go on YouTube and see the building of that. There's a bloke who walks around the stadium, I think it's once a week, puts up a drone, and he shows you and talks about what's new that they've built that week.
Oh really? That's quite interesting.
I try to go into it once every sort of fortnight to a month just to see what the difference is. It's coming along really well. Yeah, it's good. Be a good stadium.
Is it still close to Anfield?
No, it's a bit further out now.
Okay, because that's obviously quite a well-known thing, isn't it? That it's just across the park.
Yeah,
we walked it, didn't we?
We walked it,
ridiculously.
I remember
close.
being at Anfield and just showing you. We got to the park and said, "There's the Everton ground over there." No.
Yeah.
Come on, walk over it. And we just couldn't believe how close they were to the houses, could we?
Really close. But okay, let's simulate this 4th season and see how we do. We need some kind of silverware because we haven't had it yet.
Come on.
Okay, we are champions of England. 81 points. We win the league.
81 points. I'm a bit lucky there, weren't we?
To be fair, we would have won the league last year.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
would have won the league last year. Not the year before. We actually finished above that.
They're in the hundreds, aren't they?
Yeah. Getting close to that. 81 points, 101 goals scored again. We only drew 3 games, and I think that's the reason why, because we lost more than the 2 teams below us, Chelsea and Arsenal, the 2 London clubs. Yeah, but we drew a lot less than what they did. 26 wins in total. What a result that is. Definitely. To manage to win the Premier League in our 4th season. Patson Daka with 25 goals, Esposito with 21. Both of the strikers sharing the amount of goals this season. Sandwich and Haaland there in 22. Our average rating were also the highest. Dwight McNeil got the most assists, Pedro Gonçalves and Lacroix got the most man of the matches for a centre-back. That is very bloody good.
Yeah, definitely,
Right, Well, we've also got the most yellow cards across the pitch, which is quite hilarious.
I don't mind that, because especially if it's like midfield players, because they're fighting.
Show a desire, yeah. I mean, they're all three of them. Well, one of them's a centre back, but Pedro Porro probably plays like a midfielder, even though he's wing back. And of course, Sandro Tonali, who's going to be our only centre midfielder at that point. Does look like Fulham might have won something, because they've qualified for Europa League.
Yeah.
Southampton's also gone down as well, which is quite interesting. Tottenham have finally got back into Europe, Dad, and Man United haven't. Man City down in 10th.
Yeah, something wrong here.
Bloody hell.
It goes to show really there. This game a little bit, I think,
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic.
No.
Let's take a look. Other competitions, knocked out the 5th round by Man United, 4th round by Arsenal. So
bloody Arsenal.
we got the Premier League though. We got a trophy. That's the first league title that they have won in over almost 100 years. 98 years.
Well, I was saying earlier when they haven't won anything since 1969, and I mean, being like I was talking like earlier, neutral and all that. I've watched quite a few FA Cup finals, and
they're just unlucky.
They've been in it. They get there, and they just lose, and you think they just didn't play well. I can remember watching Alan Shearer playing in a cup final at Wembley, and what an awful
late 90s.
game. Yeah, an awful game they had, Newcastle on the day, and you just feel so sorry for the fans. They get so close. So we've done it.
We've done
won
it.
Something from
We've won the Premier League.
Yeah.
So 1905, 07, 09, dominant spell.
Yeah.
For them, the early 1900s. One ridiculous one in 1927, but even like the FA Cups, they've won 6 of them in like 2 spells again.
Yeah.
So, in the 50s, they're quite dominant there. 51, 52, and 55. And then, of course, the Europa League was that 69 one that you mentioned there. Right, goal scorers then. Patson Daka scored 26. Esposito got 24, so they shared the load there. Both of them are probably playing the same amount of games as each other. Esposito can also play in the advanced midfielder role, so he might have done that a few times too. Pedro Gonçalves, because it does look like he didn't play as many as what he usually would. Got 16 and 13 though, which is still really talented and really good amount. Dwight McNeil got 19 assists. Kulusevski got 13. Yeah, and this is a very good team, so you can understand why we have managed to do very well in the league and outperformed, I'd say, what anybody would have suggested we managed to do by the 4th season. Okay, well, 5th season, we got 1 more year left.
Before we go to the 5th season, I'm like finding my little stories about the kits. I found a little story about the kit. Okay. Do you know what their first kit was?
No idea.
Red and white.
Sunderland.
Well, this is the problem. I think reading between the lines, I think the problem. You've got to go back to their history. It says they were formed in 1892, but they were formed before that by 1882 by a Stanley cricket team.
Okay.
I think it was more of like what can we do in the summer, what can we do in the winter. So I think they formed like a football team. When they got
usually the way round, isn't it?
Yeah. When they got a little bit serious, then in 1882 when they were formed, that was to do with they pulled away from the cricket team. And it was an East End and Newcastle East End and Newcastle West End were 2 teams.
Okay.
In that area, and one of the teams was financially having problems, so they actually formed one team then. Yeah. They called them all different names. They were going to call them Newcastle City and Newcastle Rangers and things like that. But they finally come up with the name of Newcastle United. And I think they played in red and white kit for 2 seasons. I got an idea. It's probably to do with the Sunderland. They thought that we can't play in red and white. There's too many teams playing in red and white, especially Sunderland. Yeah. So they decided to go to their reserve team kit, which was black and white. It was also black and white because the West End and then the East End teams never played in a black or a white kit. So it was just straightforward, new kit, new colours, everything like that. Yeah. And that's when they started playing in the black and white kits. Oh, nice. So they used to play in red and white.
That is weird, isn't it? Imagine them play because they don't even have that as like an away kit. I've never seen them have a red kit ever.
Well, what I'm surprised with every time you brought that up though is their away kit is
usually
black
blue
or blue. Yeah. Yeah. Over the years, their most popular away kit, I think, has been yellow. As I've been reading through it, and some of their away kits, and they've gone through, they talked about yellow quite a few times. So I'm surprised they haven't come out with another yellow kit, but they might do soon.
Maybe soon. Yeah. Maybe soon with the new owners. Right, okay then, we'll go forward to the 5th year. We've got about £200 million, but once we mess around with this, it won't be too much because of the wage budget. We'll see though. 5th season. On the outs, Sven Botman has left the club. He's just not quite good enough. We haven't really played him as much. You can see the amount of games went down quite a lot once we started bringing in better centre-backs. £23 million though is what we brought him in for, so that's not bad at all, really, considering. I think that's roughly what Newcastle spent on him in real life, maybe a little bit more. But he has gone to Everton, staying in the league. But we have replaced him, and we have brought in Wesley Fofana from Leicester. And people are going to hate the fact he's number 7. I just know it. As centre-back, as number 7, who do you think he is? William Gallas. Do you remember William Gallas at number 10 for ages? It was an accident. I'm really sorry. But yes, Wesley Fofana has joined the club. Arguably one of the best young centre-backs on the game. He is fantastic, really good attributes everywhere around that you look.
Another good young player coming in.
Another good young player for the Patreon members. Only £59 million we spent money on him though. He came in for Leicester, has played a few really good seasons, and he's playing quite well for us already. Nice one.
Good signing.
Going forward, Zaniolo, who probably should have took the number 7, comes in. He is a very good centre attacking midfielder, or can play on the right. So that's 2 roles where we have 3 players in right now, so it's filling and helping gaps. Now we have European football yet again, because maybe where we got to the semi-final in that season 3, that's where we struggled in the league. We didn't have the squad depth that maybe we will have now. But again, he's a really talented player from Roma. £61 million that we spent on him.
Goals he was scoring from
Scoring
midfield.
a lot of goals from midfield, absolutely.
Very good.
Not the only ones though. We've brought in 2 more players. Tino Livramento is a player who can also play on both wings and at centre back should we need him to. Again, filling the roles out from Southampton, and he's English, so he fits that quota, and he's young. Just for £38 million. Not bad at all. Finally, we needed a backup goalkeeper. Every season we've lost another goalkeeper, another goalkeeper. We need another goalkeeper, and Iñaki Peña joins us. Another player from the Barcelona Academy that we have brought in. Not bad at all. We also sold Bruno Guimaraes, has left the club at this point. Good servant, but his game time went less and less. And I think during like season 4, I was accepting bids from Barcelona, and he was rejecting them non-stop. I just don't understand why he never left. We still played him 22 times, but only 7 starts.
He didn't want to leave us.
Finally left.
He was going somewhere.
Yeah,
he won the league.
He won the league. Yeah, got my Premier League medal. Now I'm off to Atletico Madrid because they look like horrible bastards.
Won the best league in the world.
Yeah, so there we go. So tactically, then. We stick with what we had. We won the bloody league with it. We have to.
Yeah, we'd be safe.
And I'm not even securing anybody in the position. So let's look at the best 11, what it would be. Ignacio and Fofana playing with each other. Kulusevski and Gonçalves playing alongside each other with Daka up top. Zaniolo from the right, possibly. Dwight McNeil, Tonali, Livramento and Porro.
Attacking force.
Really good attacking. You look at our bench as well. It's disgusting. Really, really good. So now I think we've built the squad. And also, Conor Gallagher. Forgot to mention Conor Gallagher's there too. We just signed Conor Gallagher.
What a good season that fella's just had.
Oh, yeah. I really hope he's given a chance at Chelsea.
He came on as a sub against Spurs the other night. And,
he did quite well, didn't he?
He wasn't looking at the score, actually.
Yeah.
But he's a good player. I'd like to have him at Spurs, must admit.
Yeah, I think like he could be one for the future for an England talent, but the trouble is we got so many that's like that.
Well,
when
the
you look
problem
at Jude Bellingham.
Is he going to play enough this season before the World Cup to get into the World Cup squad?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No,
especially when you've got Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, to say the least, as your 2 possibly starting, and then Calvin Phillips. Well, I don't think he will play that much though.
It's good between him and Grealish, who plays each week, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
And that could cost one of them, or even both of them.
They play in 2 different positions. It's Rodri that I think Calvin Phillips is going to be worried about. Rodri will play quite a lot because Calvin Phillips, I think, is just come in the Fernandinho role. Really,
I'm surprised he moved knowing it was a World Cup season.
Yeah, I am too.
Because he was going to be play every week for Leeds.
Unless he's so confident that he's still going to get picked. Well, who knows? But how have we done so far? We have played 3 games, 3 wins, very difficult games too. Yeah. Community Shield, we beat Fulham, who won the FA Cup 3-1. Good result
already. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. 3-0 against Arsenal.
Good.
Lovely stuff. 3-2 against Villa. Good result.
Yeah.
Man City 3-2 away from home.
Even though the big fella scored 2 goals, we still do.
Yeah, we were 3-0 up as well by the 22nd minute. We scored 3 goals in about 5 minutes there. I bet they were like, what the hell happened there? And then Erling Haaland popped up with 2 and 4 minutes in the second half, but it wasn't good enough. Our Champions League group then for this very final season: Rangers, Monaco, Inter Milan. Think we should qualify?
Win the group.
Yeah. Well, Inter Milan.
Group. And quick, while we just see that, hats off to Rangers. We did talk about the Rangers being 2-0 down in the first leg. They
pulled it back.
So congratulations.
I think it's 2-2 as we speak now against PSV.
Yeah. So all to do, because then you've got to win your own games, and you didn't win your own game, mate. So you could be in trouble now.
Although I'm slightly hoping they do go through, because if they do, there's a chance that United get Cody Gakpo from PSV, and he is very good.
You've got all the advantages of things like
exactly. That's the things you got to think about. So okay, but
win the group.
win the group. Right, let's simulate this 5th and final season.
Come on, FA Cup.
5th season, we are Premier League winners yet again. 84 points, 1 point in it.
Ooh, we nearly chucked it away as well. Look.
Really close, not bad at all. So good win. Only 4 losses this season.
Drew 9 though that time. Look,
Drew
we were
9.
Very lucky.
Yeah, Liverpool won one more game than us, but they lost way more than what they should have. We scored 98 goals. We're still scoring the most goals in the league, which is a good sign. We had the best goal difference by a mile. Fulham looks like they've won something again. So fair play, Fulham. Man United finishing 5th. Leeds finishing the top 4. Not bad. No. Very good from Leeds. Right, let's take a look then. Other competitions. Champions League, FA Cup. I'd like some kind of silverware, whether it's a domestic cup, even if it's that, just to go alongside our Premier League trophies.
Come on.
How do we do?
Get
Champions League winners!
Ooh.
Champions League
What
winners!
a double that is.
4-0.
What a way to finish.
Runners up in the Carabao Cup as well, but ignore
Chelsea,
that.
4-0.
4-0 against Chelsea. Unbelievable. Pedro Gonçalves with 2. Patson Daka with 1. Dwight McNeil with another. Absolutely destroyed them, Dad. And they've still got an unbelievable team as well.
Yeah.
And we made them look stupid. Very, very good indeed. I'm curious who we faced on the way. How do we do on the way? So we beat Rangers down a final at Monaco. Inter Milan we lost, so we scraped through. Definitely scraped through. Bayern Munich. So we finished 2nd in the group. And we faced Bayern Munich because we played the home game first. 2-0. De Ligt got sent off. We won our home game. Then in the second leg, we beat them again. Unlucky.
Yeah.
PSG.
Get in.
And then Liverpool.
We beat them 4-2 on their ground.
4-2 on their ground. Then we beat them 1-0. Then we went to Anfield, got a draw, and won our home game 4-1.
Goes to show, mate. Win your home games.
We basically knocked out the best clubs all the way through, and then faced Chelsea in the final and won that as well. That is some Champions League win, that is.
Just like Real Madrid this season.
Yeah,
season just finished.
Yeah, absolutely.
They knocked all the best teams out, really.
We did, and the best thing about it was in and around all those Champions League games, we tended to keep winning around it.
Yeah.
We did lose a couple after the games, that Arsenal there and Man City there.
Yeah.
But
we could afford to
in
do
between,
that.
Chelsea 2-0, Everton, Brighton still winning games in between there. Stoke in between our 2 Champions League games, we beat them 7-0. So we are still winning games there. We beat Tottenham in the last game of the season 4-0, which is the reason why you didn't get any European football at the end of the season. That's unlucky, isn't it?
I'm going to take it because we won the Champions
Yeah.
League, so I'll take that.
So that's what's important. Check out the website to see if you want to get yourself a t-shirt. Gotta Win Your Home Games t-shirt. There's also an Awooga Luke t-shirt there, so if you follow my wrestling, the Awooga Luke t-shirt is on there as well. Plus, there's also tickets if you want to come watch me wrestle in Plymouth.
Talking about wrestling, are you going to show them?
I'll show you.
I don't believe this.
I'm a tag team champion, baby. Not only am I a Champions League winner, I'm a tag team champion. Tag team champion of Cornwall.
I got to take it off. Take my hat off, too, boy. You won.
Yeah,
you are a champion.
Come on, me and DBJ.
Me and Mum thought it was a bit of fun just for you to get blow a bit of steam out and all that, but no, you take it serious and you're good, and that's what you get for taking it serious. This boy is a champion.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to come down and see him,
come down and watch.
Come down.
Dean Harris did. He came down and watched.
Yeah.
People remember Dean Harris.
And I bet you anybody he would tell you he thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a good evening.
Come down and watch. Mate. Check out my social media. I was
going to bring my belt with me, but I didn't think of it. But I didn't put it on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Trousers have been falling down all day. Dad, Patreon members, what is the task for the next 5 seasons? Because we've just won the Champions League and the Premier League back to back.
I'm going to say I definitely want to win the Premier League again 3 times in a row. I love it when you do that.
Yeah.
I want to win the FA Cup, mate.
You know
I'm going to say it, don't you?
We haven't managed to do that yet, have we?
We've won the Champions League. I would expect you to get into the knockout stages of the Champions League.
Yeah.
But I want that FA Cup.
The FA Cup, which has been won by Liverpool this season. We have not managed to even get to a final. So we got to a final. We lost to Leeds, didn't we?
We got a good enough squad.
Very good squad indeed. You've probably got the best squad, one of the best squads I've ever assembled.
I would actually love it if you win the league and win the Champions League again. I would actually love it. But,
yeah.
All right, just win the league and the FA Cup for me. Not asking much.
You got over 200 million.
Don't forget to let us know you're getting on.
Yeah,
tell us how you're getting on. So we can put a video in together and show them.
See how we do.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/MegaLuke Gaming if you want to check out the save game file of this and take it on if you want to take on Dad's challenge, or you just want to have a look around it. It's the £5 tier, and that goes for every single save game file that I've ever put on there since January, I think. is all on there. So take advantage of that, because you can go back on the back catalogue and get all of them from previous rebuilds. But thank you very much.
Well.
Really good ones.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
We forgot something else.
What? What's the food like?
The food, yes. Come on.
We spoke about the
food
stadium. We didn't even mention it.
What's the food like? Come on, you Geordies.
Like?
Is it expensive? Is it nice?
They're all too pissed to know what the food tastes like there.
We'll tell you what the beer's like.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Monday for another rebuild. Bye-bye.